We're starting week 2 now of human sexuality. First week, I wanted to introduce you to sociological paradigms, the way in which sociologists might organize their theories. Sociological paradigms are like meta theories. They're the way that we think about building theories. So they're one step above what theories actually are. They inform theories. This week we're going to be looking at actual theories. We're going to look at 6 different sociological theories that help us understand human sexual behavior.
So, what we'll be doing this week is looking at theoretical perspectives and to orient you towards theory and how current culture and history influences the perspective of theories that are being developed. I want to introduce you to the first, or one of the first theorists, Aristotle. Now, while Aristotle wasn't a sociologist, he certainly was one of the first individuals to observe daily life and have long drawn out discussions looking at different social nuances and aspects of social life. So Aristotle, in ancient Grecian times, believed that women's energy, they existed in a closed energy system, so that their energy was limited, and that women's energy had to go to childbearing because there was only so much energy. Childbearing was an important part of social life. And that was really, in ancient Greece's opinion, women's position in the social world was really limited to the domestic roles of those times. So women should have children. They didn't have any excess energy in order to put that energy into learning or education. Women were also seen as defective men. Now, when you consider the Grecian idealism, the idea that we all strove to become the most perfect individuals we possibly could be. From that perspective flows the idea that the male body was perfect, that it embodied perfection, and that the female's body was seen as being something that was not completely the same as the male body, and therefore it was defective. It wasn't the ideal body. Additionally, women were seen to be less what was known as soul heat, the energy that gave you the ability to be fully human. What connected us to the rest of the social world was that soul heat. So menstrual blood was considered to be processed semen. So everything was an analogous to the male's body. So again, here we see the male model being the norm, and the female equivalent is something that had to be similar to what the male had. So I also want to call your attention to this idea that women's energy needed to focus on childbearing, that there was no extra energy left for learning. That does make sense considering the Grecian culture of limiting women's roles in society. Men were generally the individuals, or almost inevitably 99% or more of the time, it was the male that had a role in the social world, whereas the female's role was regulated, delegated to be in just the domestic sphere. So there's a huge division as far as who engages in public life and who is monitoring and maintaining the private or the domestic area. Again, the focus here is the idea that the male is the norm, that the female is analogized to the male, but the female is seen as being different or defective. So over the next 2 weeks, we're going to be looking at 6 different theories that we'll talk about more in depth. First, we're going to look at psychoanalytical identity theory, the theories that were developed by Freud that focuses on childhood development. Then we'll look at social structure learning theories, which are going to emphasize culture and group interrelationships. And we're also going to examine a little bit more in depth gender and stereotyping and why they occur. We'll talk briefly about sociobiology, a theory that's fallen into disfavor by many contemporary sociologists, but that have special relevance when we're talking about social phenomena that's linked to biological types of functions. And we'll also discuss social learning theories, cognitive development, and social interaction process theories. And these 3 theories have some similarities in that they all explore how gender differences occur and also the process of forming behaviors. While social structure learning theories might look at both the how and why of society, telling us to engage in certain types of gender-based behaviors, social learning theories, cognitive development, and social interaction process will look at the manner in which we start to internalize those values and norms and the behaviors that are associated with the different genders.